Hey guys, so in today's video I'm going to be doing a what is on my iPhone 11 Pro. I have the midnight green one. I did do an unboxing if you want to check that out. I'll have that linked in the eye up top, whichever one has it. So I'm just going to be checking out all the apps that I have on my phone basically, and just the apps that I use in general. So let's get started. Okay, so this is my home screen. As you can see, I just have all the regular Apple apps on here, so nothing too interesting. Then I do have some other apps. So, for the record, this thing here, this little thing that constantly stays on my screen, is called Assistive Touch. It has a few things that it does. If you click on it, you can like lock your device or volume up. I don't really know, but I don't really use it for what it's actually used for. I do a lot of tutorial videos on my channel for you guys who don't know. So having something on your screen that you can use to suggest where you're going, like what you're tapping, whatnot, helps. So I can basically say, okay, I'm going to tap on this icon here. It just helps a lot. So that's what that is. That's constantly on my screen. You can just put it on in settings. You can just search Assistive Touch. But yeah, that's just a disclaimer. That's what the thing is. It gets annoying sometimes, but I'll always forget to turn it on. So it's just staying here. Anyway, moving on, we have all the regular Apple apps that we always have on iPhones, and then we have a few others. So first off, we have this app called Body Fast. So if you don't know like what fasting, like intermittent fasting is basically like you eat a certain time of the day and certain time of the day you fast. And then yeah, it's a healthy thing, and this app basically helps you track like when to eat and things like that. So yeah, this is basically a cool app for intermittent fasting. If you do that, I've used it a few times. I'm not using it right now, but I've used it a few times. Then we have Find My, which is like find my friends, find my iPhone, everything. This is also something I use frequently to track all my family members. Then we have Keynote, which is just Apple's presentation app. We have Yeelight, which is used for a light that I usually have in the background of my videos, but it's my studio right now. We're in my room, so I don't have it here right now, but it basically, the app you can use to like change the color of the light, whatnot. So yeah, that's really cool. Then we have io.e, which is another app for a light bulb. This is the first light bulb that I bought, like a colored light bulb. It's currently in our living room. It's not that bright, that's why I'm not using it in my videos anymore. It's not a very bright colored lamp, like yeah, but it works. But yeah, so I just have that app on here as well if I need to change the color or something. Then we have Siri shortcuts, which I don't really use. I have the Apple Watch app, which I mean it pairs to my Apple Watch. Oh, I can probably show you guys the wallpaper of my Apple Watch. As you can see, it just says happy, and it just corresponds with my wallpaper on my phone, which is joyful. So yeah, that's that. And then we just have the activity app, so I can just track like my workouts and things like that. So that's also on here if I need to use that. And then we get to the actual interesting part for this video, which is this screen here, the home screen, which I mostly use. So this is all the apps and all the folders. As you can see, I have a pretty organized system. We have a row of apps, a row of folders, and a row of apps again. So yeah, I don't like everything spread out across like multiple screens. Just these two are fine for me. So the first app we have is YouTube. If you're watching this video, I suppose you know what it is. I hope you know what it is. And then we have Instagram, which is just a you know what Instagram is. Here is my Instagram if you want to go follow me. Hashtag. Then we have the music app. I use this frequently. Here you can see some of my playlists. So yeah, that's the music app. Then we have Fuji. This is an app that I also like to use to take a lot of photos. It gives those cool lighting effects and kind of VHS effects. So yeah, this is one of my favorite apps that I use to take photos and things like that. I love just the effect that it gives. It's a really nice app. I really recommend it. So yeah, check this app out if you want to get cool effects on your photos. Then we have 4 folders, like I said. So the first one is entertainment. Now this is a mixture of different types of entertainment. So we have Facebook and Facebook Messenger, which I rarely go on. I never actually use it. I do have a Facebook page, Kayla's World, plain and simple, but like I'm never on it really. So yeah, and then like I said, we have Facebook Messenger. I have Webtoons, which is basically like a comic book kind of app. So it's just like a bunch of comics on here that you can read. If you're someone who likes like anime kind of things, that's really cool. We have Amino, which is kind of a communities app. It has a bunch of different communities and things. So say you have a certain show that you like, you can join a community, people talk about it, etc. So you have different types of communities. You have Pinterest here, which I go on quite frequently. I have like stages where I go on here and stages where I don't, but yeah, I love going on Pinterest, searching for inspiration and things like that. I mean, just like look at it. So yeah, Pinterest I go on frequently. Then we have Netflix, which is something I go on probably too much, but yeah, we have Netflix on here too. So yeah, that's that. And then we have another folder which is called YouTube. This is probably the more exciting part with other apps that not all people have on their phones. So YouTube folder consists of YouTube Studio, which is an app that you can use to track basically everything, comments, views, things like that. Then we have LumaFusion, which is a video editor. This is probably my most, like, I recommend this editor the most for people who edit on their iPhones. This is a great video editor for iPhone. So yeah, definitely check it out. It is quite pricey, but it's totally worth it for what you get. Then we have AdSense, which is basically where I manage finances through that I receive through YouTube. So it just shows like what my income is gonna be that month. So that's what AdSense does. Then we have Adobe Sketch, which is this app that I usually use for things that I put on my thumbnail. So as you can see, this is kind of what I do. So I just make kind of these paintbrush effects, and then I can just put that over my thumbnail with some text. So I like using Adobe Sketch for thumbnails and things like that, like I said. Then we have Documents, which is a app that I use to basically download things like audio or things from YouTube. So that's what I use that for. Then I have Over, which is another photo editing app that is really cool, and you can add a lot of text and things. So yeah, I like Over. It's another great app for editing photos. Then we have iMovie, which is Apple's video editor app. We have Fonto, which is my favorite app for thumbnails. Like, text manipulation on this app is really good. So you can import your own fonts, you can style it in different ways. So I really do enjoy this. Here is an example of a thing that I did. I just made this wallpaper for my brother-in-law. So yeah, that's basically things that you can do on there. I have Eraser here, which is just an app to create PNG, so you erase the background of photos. Then we have Bokeh Lens, which is an app that you use to blur the background of photos. You just basically set the focus. So let me just quickly show you guys an example. So say I have this photo here. I can basically edit the focus. As you can see, it says it right there, edit focus. I can click on that. Then I can just, with my finger, go over and select the areas that I want to be in focus. This is going to be a very bad example, but just for time's sake, I'm going to speed it a little up. Okay, like I said, bad example, but you get the gist. Just go in more detail if you want a good quality one. And then you click on done, and then it processes it and it just blurs the rest. And then you can also edit like how much it blurs and how sharp the edges are of the blur. So yeah, this app is really cool for close-up subjects, but if it doesn't have enough blur, you can add some more, things like that. It's a really cool app. I recommend it. Then we have Visco, which is just a photo editing app that you guys probably know about. I haven't even used it on my new phone yet, as you can see, but I'll probably install. I like to just play around with filters sometimes on here. And Facetune is also a photo editing app, and this I like to use for whitening photos. It really helps to get some whitening in the back of like photos and things like that. That's what I use Facetune for the most. Then we have Photoshop Mix, which is another photo editing app. You can add some cool overlays and things with Photoshop Mix. So yeah, I usually just play around with that for thumbnails. Then we have Font, which is an app that you use to add text over videos. So we have Fonto here, which is text over photos, and then we have Font, which is text over videos. It's basically the same app, but just one for photos and one for videos. Pretty sure it's made by the same company, so that's what Font is. Then we have Camera Connect, which is the app that I use to transfer photos or videos from my camera over to my phone, since my camera has Wi-Fi. And then we have PixArt, which is another cool photo editing app for thumbnails and things like that. You can create some really cool things on here. Then we have CapCut Pro, which is a cool video editing app. I recently made a tutorial on this. If you want to go check that out, I'll have that linked in the card up top as well. Okay, so moving on, we have this folder that just says Other, which is a great explanation of everything. So we have little bits of everything in here. So we have the App Store, we have Notes, we have Bible, we have Gumtree, which is a secondhand, like buying things secondhand. It's an online store for that. Then we have Takealot, which is another online store. We have Flow, we have the Apple TV remote. So yeah, I use that a lot on my phone if we can't find the remote. We have Settings, and then Capitec app Bank, which is my bank, so that's just where I manage funds and things like that. Then we have TV Time, which is something that you can track like TV shows and things like that. I barely use this, but it's here if I need it. We have the PlayStation app, which I sometimes use. We have Burger King and McDonald's, which I don't really use. McDonald's I probably use the most for like the deals they have on there. It's really cool. Sometimes if you need to pay, like save money. Then we have MasterPass, which I like to use for paying things online. It's just really easy. You just scan a QR code, I don't know. Anyway, you just scan a code and then it pays. Then we have Atlas, which is a really cool app for wallpapers. You basically search any city you want. So say I'm typing in New York, and then I just search that. It will start searching, and then it basically gives me a big overview of New York. And then you can tap on this color wheel down here, and you can set to what color it should be. It's just gonna load a bit. And then once you have your desired kind of look, you can then save that to as a wallpaper. So that's really, really nice. So yeah, I actually really like this app. It's cool, and it can have some cool effects. I had my hometown as my wallpaper for a long time. So yeah, basically it just takes any part of the world, you can save it as a wallpaper, and it's just more personalized, I think. So yeah, that's what Atlas is. Then we have Bitmoji, which I use sometimes like for messages and things like that. We have Shazam, we have Mr. D Food, which is a food delivery app. Then we have PlayStation Remote Play. I've used this maybe like once or twice. We have Jiffy, we have Snapchat, which I never use. We have Google Photos, we have Where Cards Fall. So if you didn't know, Apple released Apple Arcade, which is their basically game store. So you pay a monthly subscription and you get a bunch of games, and they have some really cool games on there. I did a video on that. So yeah, this is just one of the apps that I like to play games. Well, this is just a game that I like, so yeah, I recommend checking that out. Then we have 8 Ball Pool, which is another game for when you're bored or something. I like to play that. And then we have Fat Secret, which is basically just like something you use to track carbs and things. I haven't really tried it out, like downloaded it like yesterday. Then we have Productivity, which is another folder that I use frequently. So we have books that you obviously have on your phone. We have Canon Print, which connects to the printer that I have. We have Google Drive, Word. Zoom is an app that we use for math classes. It's basically a conference app, so you just send a code out, and then the people can tune into the meeting, and then yeah, it's basically just a big video call with a bunch of people, but you can also share screens, things like that. So yeah, Zoom is what we use for our math class. then we have Classroom, which is also something I use for school. I'm homeschooled, by the way, so that's why I have all these apps, kind of like a mix between online and homeschool. So Google Classroom is also something that we sometimes use to get like assignments and things. Then we have Forest, which is basically something you use to track productivity. So set like a timer for 25 minutes up to I think it's 2 hours. And then you can just set a timer, and then you can't leave the app. So basically it forces you not to go on your phone. So that's also something that's really nice, rewards you and things like that. Then we have Dropbox, which is something that I use for sending out like orals that I need to send out. That's what I use Dropbox for. Notability is something that I actually have on my iPad, but I just have it on here so that I can also access notes and things from what's on my iPad to on my phone, which is really nice and convenient. Then we have NordVPN. If you don't know what a VPN is, it's a virtual private network. But anyway, that doesn't mean anything. But you basically can connect to any servers anywhere in the world. You pay a monthly subscription, and then you can basically watch US Netflix wherever you are, or you can watch UK Netflix. We're in South Africa, we don't have all the newest shows, so this is really nice. Yeah, latest thing I watched was on Japan. I watched the series Lost. It's the best series ever, so yeah, that's what NordVPN is. We have Skillshare here. If you don't know what Skillshare is, that's an app basically that has a bunch of videos and things that show you, can teach you different skills, things like that. So Skillshare is on here as well. I haven't really used it that much, but it is on here if I need it. Then we have Google Translate, we have Mail, and then we have Khan Academy, which is another app that teaches you like different things, so you can go and search for math problems, things like that, and it's totally free, which is really nice. So basically other lessons of apps, maybe subjects you're struggling with in school, you can search here. Then we have Gmail, Photos, Camera, and Safari. And then down here we have WhatsApp, Messages, Phone, and FaceTime. So that's basically everything I have on my phone, and it's not too much, but it's not a lot. So yeah, I don't have too many apps, and like all the apps that I have on here, I don't use them all the time. So yeah, but yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this video and found it interesting and maybe got some new app suggestions. Let me know in the comments down below if you have any other apps that you would like me to check out or things like that. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Comment down below letting me know any, like I said, apps, and definitely subscribe by clicking on the icon on the screen. Click on the playlist to see all of my other tech related videos, and click on the video to my previously uploaded video. I love you guys so much. Be weird and be proud of it. Bye.